Hey everyone, and welcome. Ever wonder how modern websites get built so incredibly fast and just work? Well, a huge piece of that puzzle is something called a web framework. Today, we're going to break down what these essential toolkits are and why they are, quite literally, the building blocks of our digital world. Let's get into it. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what a framework actually is. Then, we'll tackle why they're so darn important. After that, we're going to split the web world in two: the front stage and the backstage. We'll take a tour of the star players in each and wrap it all up by answering the biggest question of all. How in the world do you choose the right one?
Okay, let's start at square one. Before we can get into the cool comparisons and all that, we really need to be on the same page. So let's ask the most basic question. What is a web framework?
Honestly, this is the perfect way to think about it. Imagine you want to build a house. You could go chop down trees, forge your own nails, and make your own glass for the windows. Or you could use pre-built walls, windows, and doors. A framework is just like that. It gives developers all these pre-made, reliable pieces so they can stop worrying about the boring stuff and focus on building the cool, unique parts of their project.
So, that leads to a really obvious question, right? If you've got these brilliant developers who can build everything from scratch, why wouldn't they? Why use a pre-made toolkit instead of just starting with a completely blank page every time?
Well, it really boils down to two things: efficiency and quality. From a business perspective, it's a no-brainer. You're building things way faster, which saves a ton of time and money. Plus, these frameworks are battle-tested by thousands of other developers, so they're way more reliable and secure. And on the technical side, that means fewer bugs, code that's easier to fix later on, and websites that just run better. Bottom line, frameworks let you build better stuff faster.
Okay, so to really get a grip on the different types of frameworks out there, you have to understand a core concept. Every web app is really two things at once. I want you to think about it like a Broadway show. You've got the amazing performance the audience sees, and then you've got all the chaos happening behind the curtain that makes the show possible. So the front end, that's the stage. It's everything you, the user, can see and touch. The buttons, the colors, the animations. It's the user interface. This is all built with languages your browser can understand, like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The back end, on the other hand, is the backstage. It's the wizard behind the curtain. It's the servers, the databases, and all the complicated logic that's actually making things happen when you click a button.
All right, now that we've made that distinction, let's start our tour on the stage. We're going to do a quick rundown of the most popular front-end frameworks, the tools that developers use to build those beautiful and snappy user experiences we all love.
First up, the giant React. This is what powers sites like Facebook and Netflix. Now, you'll hear people say it's technically a library, not a framework. All that means is it's laser-focused on one job: building user interfaces. Its absolute superpower is components. Developers can build these little self-contained UI pieces like a search bar or a like button, and then just snap them together like Lego bricks to build an entire complex page. It's incredibly powerful. Next, we've got Angular. This is a full-blown framework from Google, and it's a beast. Think of it as an all-in-one solution for building huge, complex web applications. It's super structured and scalable, which makes it a go-to choice for massive enterprise projects. Now, if Angular is the heavyweight champion, think of Vue.js as the nimble, lightning-fast contender. It's famous for being really easy to pick up and start using. Its big selling point is flexibility. You can use it to power just one tiny little part of a page, or you can scale it up to run the whole shebang, which is why a lot of developers absolutely love it. Then there's Ember.js. This is another really solid, all-inclusive framework. Its claim to fame is how well it handles the flow of a big application. It has a fantastic system for routing, which is just a fancy word for managing URLs and moving between different pages. It's also really good at handling all the data that's coming in from the back end.
And finally, you absolutely cannot talk about this stuff without mentioning jQuery. Yeah, it's a library, not a framework, but its impact is just massive. For years, jQuery was the way you made web pages interactive. And while the newer frameworks have kind of taken over for big, complex apps, jQuery is still out there running on millions of websites and getting the job done.
Okay, quick recap of our front-end tour. As you can see, there's a tool for pretty much any job. You've got React for that awesome component-based building, Angular for when you need the structured power to build something huge, Vue for its amazing flexibility, Ember for its great data handling, and of course, good old jQuery for its classic utility. Each one has its own special flavor.
All right, we've had a good look at the stage. Now it's time to go backstage, into the engine room. We're going to check out the back-end frameworks. These are the workhorses that do all the heavy lifting behind the scenes.
Kicking things off backstage is Express. It runs on something called Node.js, which was a huge deal because it let developers use JavaScript on the server. The whole idea behind Express is minimalism. It doesn't force a lot of rules on you. It just gives you the core tools you need, which makes it super flexible and a favorite for building APIs, the communication lines between different pieces of software.
Next up is Django, a titan in the Python world. This is the engine behind sites like Instagram. Django's philosophy is batteries included. That means when you start a project, it comes with almost everything you could possibly need already built in. Security features, an admin panel, database tools, you name it. This makes it fantastic for building big, data-heavy sites really fast. Now, for anyone working with a PHP language, Laravel is king. It's famous for having what developers call an elegant syntax, which basically means the code is just really clean and enjoyable to write. It gives you a whole bunch of powerful tools that make common but tedious web development tasks an absolute breeze.
Then you've got Ruby on Rails, or just Rails. This framework was a total game changer. It introduced a philosophy called convention over configuration. What that means is Rails makes a lot of smart assumptions for you, so you end up writing way less code. It's all about making developers happy and productive, and it powered the original versions of sites like GitHub and Shopify. And finally, in the world of Java, we have Spring. Spring is an absolute powerhouse. It's a massive, comprehensive framework designed for building the biggest, most demanding enterprise-level applications out there. When you're talking about systems that need to be incredibly high performance and secure for major corporations, you're often talking about Spring.
And here's our backend cheat sheet. It really lays it all out, right? Each framework is deeply connected to its language and its core idea. Express gives you that minimalist freedom with JavaScript. Django and Python hands you the whole toolkit at once. Laravel offers that beautiful syntax for PHP. Rails streamlines everything with its convention philosophy, and Spring brings the raw power for enterprise Java.
So, we've seen the front-end stars, we've explored the back-end engines, we've looked at all these incredible, powerful tools. It all comes down to the one single multi-million-dollar question every developer has to ask. Which one is the best?
And the answer is, there isn't one. The best framework doesn't exist. See, the right choice is never really about the tool itself. It's always about the job you're trying to do. Are you building a simple personal blog or a global streaming service? What programming languages does your team already know and love? The best framework is just the one that's the perfect fit for your specific project and your team.
At the end of the day, all these frameworks, from React to Django to Spring, they're just incredibly sophisticated boxes of Lego bricks. They're the toolkits that have allowed developers to build the amazing digital world we live and work in every single day. So the only question that really matters is, what will you build with them?